loud. No, nothing. Yeah, that's fast.
Whoa, that's an interesting feature.
Tropics.com. This is Red Eye Radio on Westwood One.
Okay, heaping coals on
Progressive
enemies.
Commercial Insurance protects truck owners with specialized coverages for heavy trucks. Get a quote in as little as 5 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
When your truck on a Catskill.
Oh, before we get back on the road, let's stop at this Catskill and weigh.
Definitely. Will you use the Weigh My Truck app?
You know I'm no good with technology.
It's easy. Just try it.
Okay. Wow. You can process the entire weigh on your smartphone and email your paperwork anywhere?
That's right.
So this is how we've been getting through the Catskill so fast.
Yep. And you pretend not to like technology.
Forget miss accuracy when your truck on a Catskill.
When you weigh on a Catskill, you get a no excuses guarantee. If you get an overweight citation after weighing legal on a Catskill, we'll either reimburse you for the fine or go to court with you. At over 2,000 Catskill locations, we've got your back. You can now save time weighing by using your smartphone. Download the Weigh My Truck app from the Google Play Store or the App Store. Find out more at weighmytruck.com.
Forget miss accuracy when your truck on a Catskill.
Hi, Tom Bodette here. If you've logged as many highway miles as me, you've seen billboards claiming the world's best something or other, like the world's best peach pie, chicken gravy pancakes, or the world's best, or least worst, truck stop bathroom. Well, believe me when I say the world's best night stay is at a Motel 6. Many even have truck parking for all
I
the
believe
world's
you.
best drivers out there. I'm Tom Bodette, and we'll leave the light on for you.
Red Eye Radio and our sponsors are devoted to trucking safety. That's why we are proud to bring you the Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club. We've been saluting drivers who have surpassed the million-mile mark with preventable, accident-free driving. By reaching this milestone, you can be a part of an elite club of drivers who share remarkable safety records and demonstrate superior driving skills. If you or someone you know is a truck driver with 1,000,000 miles or more of driving under your belt without a preventable accident, register online at redeyeradioshow.com. That's redeyeradioshow.com. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club would not be possible without the generous support of the fine folks from Petro Stopping Centers, House Lubricator, Motel 6, the St. Christopher Fund, and Catskill. We applaud the individual truckers and fleets who drive with care and keep our highways safe. The Red Eye Radio Million Mile Club, devoted to trucking safety. Register online at redeyeradioshow.com.
Overdrive, decades-running pride and polished custom truck beauty competition this year ran a little later in the truck show season than usual. The virtual competition was scheduled to put a cap on an in-person show season. Overdrive collected dozens of competitive entries in 7 categories, put them all up for an audience vote, and unveiled the winner in an online presentation this fall that you can access at overdriveonline.com. Navigate to the pride and polish section. Also there, read profiles of each winner as the weeks go by to close out the year. Again, that's overdriveonline.com.
News Radio 1440 is WLWY AM and 95.1 HD3 FM, Parkland, Florida, a Keynote media station. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. An audio recording obtained by CBS News could become a key piece of evidence in the government's case against former President Trump.
Isn't it amazing how people system just look?
He's heard discussing what he calls secret documents at his golf club in New Jersey in 2021, with several people who are not believed to have had security clearance. Former federal prosecutor Lori Levinson.
The fact that he would so cavalierly refer to these in an audience of people who do not have security clearance will be used by the prosecution to argue that he really didn't care about anything other than showing how important he was.
Vladimir Putin thanked military members today for stopping a civil war and asked for a moment of silence for Russian military pilots killed during an attempted mutiny by mercenaries. It comes hours after a criminal investigation into the Wagner Group was closed. Correspondent Cammie McCormick reports.
The Kremlin promised not to prosecute Yevgeny Prigozhin or his fighters, even though Vladimir Putin called them traitors. That's a stark contrast to the treatment of anti-war protesters in Russia. Prigozhin's insurrection over the weekend was the biggest challenge to Putin's rule in more than 2 decades of power.
The Vatican says the Pope's peace envoy will travel to Moscow tomorrow. Here in the U.S., it's expected to be another rough day at East Coast airports.
It must be really bad because a lot of different airlines just have no seats until Thursday. So here we are, we're camped out in the Newark airport.
Peggy Paradise finding travel was no paradise yesterday. Thousands of flights were canceled or delayed from the Carolinas on up to Boston because of severe weather, and more than 1,500 have already been affected today. A scorching heat wave continues across the South. A new report finds rainforests the size of Switzerland were destroyed last year. Correspondent Vicki Barker's at the Foreign Desk.
The group Global Forest Watch says 11 soccer fields worth of virgin forests were felled every minute last year, belying the pledge to end deforestation made by world leaders at the COP26 climate summit.
A new national study finds very few people hospitalized for alcohol use disorder are getting the treatment they need to help them get sober. CBS's Astrid Martinez.
Researchers in Boston found within 2 days of discharge, only about 2% of patients went on medication that promotes behavior change. The researchers say much more needs to be done to get doctors to prescribe the medications to this high-risk population.
S&P futures are up 10, Dow futures ahead 17. This is CBS News.
Find great hires fast with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract the same place. Indeed.com/credit.
Killer Instinct. Celebrate the 10th anniversary of famed detective priest Father Brown. Stream the new season now, only on BritBox.
That sounds like a marvelous plan.
Watch even more unofficial detectives in much-loved series, including Agatha Christie's Marple, Murder in Provence, and more. Expect intriguing mystery. Expect The Undetectives. Start streaming today at BritBox.com.
Right now, I'm driving to work, but that's not where I'm going. I'm going to more important things. I'm going to visit Papa. I'm going to go out with friends and to an anniversary dinner. And I look out at the big trucks and buses and people walking and think, we're all going somewhere. And we need to work together to share the road and get there safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
Paid for by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration.
An early ending for a controversial show.
This is weird even by music business standards.
The Idol has only aired 4 episodes so far, but Sunday's 5th episode will also be its last.
My girl's in a lot of trouble.
At least for the season. HBO's wrapping it early after a ton of controversy and negative feedback from fans, critics, and its original director, who accused creators of glorifying sexual torture. That's on top of the show's production issues. The Idol's about a struggling pop star who falls for a sleazy club promoter. HBO hasn't said yet if it's scrapping plans for a 2nd season. Monica Ricks, CBS News.
Talk about a fountain of youth. Everyone in South Korea is about to get a year or two
No problem.
younger.
It's
The
you.
country is
Let's go.
ditching its ancient system.
You live. I like it.
All in line with the rest of the world. So instead of being 1 year old at birth, children won't celebrate first birthdays until
Well,
they've
let's
been
admit,
out of their mom's
sometimes
womb
I-
for 12 months.
Sometimes I think about changing my,
CBS News.
turning in my conservative credentials.
Oh, what?
Well, the problem is, they don't pretend that they believe something and don't. If you're wrong with it, well, say crap.
Years out.
Just because they think,
Out the amount of money you'll need to retire. Step 2.
but no intention at all.
Get there. Step
Yeah.
3.
Fighting for
Make sure that plan is executed to take advantage of it.
Just saying.
But protect you from market losses.
So I respect you guys for that.
Why, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
We will help you discover your magic number and give you the roadmap to get there. Call now to schedule your free consultation.
800-508-6108. That's 800-508-6108. 800-508-6108. Don't wait. Call 800-508-6108. All investments involve risk, including losses. Past performance does not guarantee future results.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month.
Sure it can.
But it's also
We believe you.
people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Medi-Share works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell. The 4th of July is an important holiday for all Americans. For some husbands, however, in troubled marriages, holidays are marked more by hardship than harmony. If you're such a guy and considering divorce, know all your options. We advise, we advocate, and when necessary, we litigate.
For matters in Tennessee, visit CordellCordell.com. 200 West Martin Luther King Boulevard, Suite 1000, Chattanooga, Tennessee, 37402. No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Hey, it's Jesse Kelly. We are, for the most part, a reactionary society. If your neighbor has a break-in, you think about getting an alarm. If your buddy gets laid off, you say, I better buckle down at work. If banks start closing, you may want to ask yourself if you should keep most or all of your money in a bank. It may be time for a portfolio protection plan. It may be time to have a little personal gold reserve. Call my friends at the Oxford Gold Group. Call 833-404-GOLD. That's 833-404-GOLD.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show. Weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Indeed.com. If your business is feeling a summer hiring wave, then you need Indeed. Their all-in-one hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
The heat is going absolutely nowhere. The rest of the week, we're in the mid-90s today and tomorrow, then upper 90s to around 100 Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Factor in the humidity and it will feel worse. Today and tomorrow, the heat index will likely be around 100, give or take, in the Montgomery area, but we're talking well over 100 Thursday through Sunday with very limited chances of showers and storms over the next several days.
That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seafree for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Sons Automotive. Family owned, family driven on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Right now, things are looking good. Your Tuesday kicks off with no major problems or accidents. Interstate systems moving into and through the Tri-County area. From Clanton, Auburn, and Greenville, no problems on 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy. High school students get a jump start on your college career with dual enrollment at Trenton State. Trenton State, today's college for tomorrow's world. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Good morning, I'm Judd Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Tuesday. We started in Tonga County with a manhunt is over for a suspect wanted for entering the home and attacking a person with a hammer. Jonathan Smith turned himself into the Tonga County Sheriff Monday. He's now charged with attempted murder. The victim is in a critical condition. Jail records show Smith is being held outbound. The trial of the man charged with murdering the Lowndes County Sheriff will now take place in Macon County. William Chase Johnson's attorneys wanted the case moved out of Lowndes County, saying media coverage make it impossible for him to get a fair trial. The judge agreed to move that trial to Macon County. Alabama is now set to get more than $1.4 billion to expand broadband internet. President Joe Biden announced more than $42 billion to be given out across the country to help millions of families and businesses get internet access. That money will go to areas where there's either no service or the service is too slow. No word yet on when that money will come to Alabama.
Research shows that successful ad campaigns share 8 characteristics. Radio is the only local media option that delivers all 8 of them. Radio reaches your potential customers close to the point of purchase. It provides local consumer interactions with emotional connections that build trust and credibility for your business. Radio is unskippable and quick. You get your message out in 24 to 48 hours, and radio is very affordable. That's why radio can highest return on investment. And it's also why it should always be your base media buy. Research also confirms that marketing campaigns generate even higher returns, starting at a 19% lift when they are on more than one platform. That's why Cumulus offers a variety of effective digital solutions to enhance your base radio buy. At Cumulus, we are your one-stop shop to deliver a coordinated radio and digital campaign that will get your business results. Hi, I'm Sonia Thompson, and it's my job to get your business results on News Radio 1440. To learn more about how to get started, go to newsradio1440.com and click on Grow Your
Why do you
Business.
change your car's air filter? Because when it's clogged, it doesn't work. The same is true of your nose, the body's air filter. It's great at trapping allergens, dust, and viruses, but unless you clean it regularly, they can stay trapped, making you miserable. I'm Martin Hogue, inventor of Navage, the world's only nose cleaner with powered suction. Navage pulls saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, helping to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs. Here's a testimonial from a verified purchaser and a big Navage fan. Quote, I've been suffering for 30 years with chronic sinus infections and allergies. I stumbled across Navage. The suction is amazing. It cleared my sinus cavities better than anything I've tried before. Unquote. Navage has over 120,000 reviews with a 4.6-star average written by people who use Navage to breathe better, snore less, and feel healthier. Wash your body's air filter with Navage at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose.
Hey folks, this is Casey Wolf, inviting you to shop the 4th of July sale going on now at American Athenmore. We will be closed the second
All right. It's chilly in here. Shouldn't be chilly, but it is. They keep all the air conditioning on. They don't know I'm of African heritage. I only like to be cold at night when I'm sleeping, not in the daytime. I don't want to be cold in the daytime. However, there are things in life we must do.
You would take the time to teach you how mattress is made, what supports you, and what gives you comfort. Then let you make a decision on what's best for you. Whether you need an inexpensive mattress or a great night's sleep, we have you covered.
Woo-hoo.
Sale and get up to $400 off on
He is the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it. You need to refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver.
I'm going to work.
This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time to rise and shine. For it is once again, one more day, one more time. You're on top of the ground, and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and it is time for our daily bread. A word from on high, something that'll change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. Good morning. It is June the 27th. Today's daily bread is simply entitled Heaping Coals on Enemies. Our scriptural insight today comes from Proverbs 25:18 through 23. Proverbs 25:21 through 22 says, give your enemy food to eat. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head. Govern yourselves accordingly. Good morning. And again, it is June the 27th of 2023. It is a day like all the other days that has never been. And it is also a day that once it's gone, it will never, ever be again. You don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you thought you were going to do the day that you don't. And you certainly don't get a chance to come back and undo the things that you do. So whatever it is that you do with this day, June the 27th, 2023, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you'll be proud of what you have done this day. If you've lived a while, you've been around a while, you've seen, you've heard many, many yesterdays. And if we are blessed and given the mercy, grace, and compassion of God, we may, I'm not sure, we may see some tomorrows. But if tomorrow should never be, then it is this day. That is the first day of the rest of our lives. What are we going to do? Well, whatever you do, reach back when you can, while you can, until you can. And every once in a while, give a helping hand to somebody else along the way. Benjamin Elijah Mays said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well that no man living, no man dead, no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say, if that is the standard by which you live life, you'll always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two, we all do. But you'll never be a failure. Oh, no, until you quit. We say, give out if you must. Rest if you can. But you never quit. You never give up. Because quitters never win. And sometimes winners may lose, but they'll never be a loser because they don't quit. I'm on to say, the only way to beat failure is put one foot in front of the other. Keep moving. Martin Luther King says, if you cannot run, walk. And if you cannot walk, crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving forward. Don't ever, ever give up. Because quitters don't win. And winners may fail at a thing or two, but they don't quit. And no matter what happens this day, it is still a great day to be alive. We'll be back, heaping coals on our enemies, our daily bread for this day, June the 27th.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. I'm Mike Whitmer, and I titled today's devotion, Heaping Coals on Enemies. Dan endured daily beatings from the same prison guard. He felt compelled by Jesus to love this man. So one morning, before the beating was about to begin, Dan said, "Sir, if I'm going to see you every day for the rest of my life, let's become friends." The guard said, "No, sir, we can never be friends." Dan insisted and reached out his hand. The guard froze. He began to shake, then grabbed Dan's hand and wouldn't let go. Tears streamed down his face. He said, "Dan, my name is Rosak. I would love to be your friend." The guard didn't beat Dan that day or ever again. Proverbs 25, verses 21 through 22 tell us, "If your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat. If he is thirsty, give him water to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head, and the Lord will reward you." The coals imagery may reflect an Egyptian ritual in which a guilty person showed his repentance by carrying a bowl of hot coals on his head. Similarly, our kindness may cause our enemies to become red in the face from embarrassment, which may lead them to repentance. Who is your enemy? Who do you dislike? Dan discovered that the kindness of Christ was strong enough to change any heart, his enemies and his own. We can too. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Proverbs 25, verses 18 through 23. Like a club or a sword or a sharp arrow is one who gives false testimony against a neighbor. Like a broken tooth or a lame foot is reliance on the unfaithful in a time of trouble. Like one who takes away a garment on a cold day, or like vinegar poured on a wound, is one who sings songs to a heavy heart. If your enemy is hungry, give him food to eat. If he is thirsty, give him water to drink. In doing this, you will heap burning coals on his head, and the Lord will reward you. Like a north wind that brings unexpected rain is a sly tongue, which provokes a horrified look. Let's pray. Dear Jesus, we praise you that your kindness leads us to repentance and inspires us to be kind to our enemies. In your name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Time to rise and shine, people. That's right. We're taking a week off of PT. We're just going to do our thing. Time to get up. Time to rise. That's right. You're wasting daylight this morning. So let's get up. Time to go to work. For all those who do work, got a job. If you don't have a job, get up and look for one. And this is brought to you by none other than the 82nd Airborne. We're gonna jump from a big iron bird. For those of us who are man enough, shuffle to the door. Jump right out and count to 4. If my main don't open wide, I got a reserve by my side. Yes, we do. And if that one should fail me too, yeah, got you. Rough it up. Lolly la, hey, hey. Oh yeah, this is my best part. Hey, lolly, lolly la, hey, hey. Oh yeah. The GI grits and the GI gravy. And ours was better than the Navy. We didn't join the Navy. Here we go. A GI Joe. We're so glad that we're airborne. Hey, no matter how old you get, you're still airborne. Come on. All the way. Every day. All the way. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in a few. Not a problem. Now we'll see you in a couple minutes. Anyway, next up, of course, we pay homage to all of our armed forces of the United States of America, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard. And don't forget Space Force. Space Force, I don't exactly know what they do, but they're part of the family now. Although they haven't earned their, they got to earn some of this respect here. But we still welcome them aboard. Also, good morning to Maxwell Air Force Base in Gunter. This is, after all, an Air Force town, and we are just visiting. Come think about it. Aren't we all just visiting? And let's say good morning to Montgomery Police Department, Daryl Albert and his fellows over there, Chief Jordan in the Montgomery Fire Department, who shows us each and every day what it means to go in harm's way. You don't only have to be in the military to do that. Also, good morning to the police. Did I say police? Okay, good. Good morning to His Honor the Mayor, Stephen Reed. Don't y'all be bringing me into no mess out there now. I'm not, I'm not into the mess anymore. Okay, I like intellectual, qualified discussions. Okay, maybe not all the time, but most of the time. Let me say good morning to Ro Tyrus, who got an award from somebody. They give out a lot of awards in Montgomery. I just don't know all the awards now. And also, let me say a good morning to my good friend Aronde Mitchell, the sheriff, and the mayor. I don't know, got to have a little conversation in coffee the other day, whatever it was. I'm telling you. Now, listen, guys, I love you, but we talk a little bit too much. We talk about meeting before the meeting, after the meeting that's going to come after that meeting, and then a meeting that we missed going to last meeting. I'm just saying, we need to stop talking. We need to put the plow to the soil and make something happen. I'm just saying, talking's good. Let me do the talking. Y'all do the walking. I'm just saying. Because what we need to see is some significant paradigm shift in our communities. Talking's good, I guess, but we We done about talked out in the city of Montgomery now, okay? Especially our local representatives that we found out yesterday from Dick and everybody. Listen, they don't ever really fight for anything. I love them. I do. Promise. They don't fight. Can you believe that Birmingham got $22 million for an urban walking trail? What the hell is that? Don't have a car. Yeah, you know how to walk pretty good. And we just needed $20 million to help finish our part that's going to change the lives. And this is the capital city of Alabama. Come on, man. And y'all let the money go to Birmingham? We're going to talk about that a little more today. It is time to call name. Where's Tashima Morris at? Where is, although I do hear Penny McClammy doing her thing on Thursdays, but where they at when it comes to fighting for stuff? Come on, man. Where's Hatcher at? Kenyatta, where they at? Come on, man. And I got to call up my friend. Where's Mr. Reed? I love Reed England, but where's the fight, baby? Chris Sales, the guy down at Kelvin Lawrence. Where y'all at? I'm just saying. I got you. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. You know, I mean, really, where are those people at? Okay, Barfoot. Where's the fight? Where y'all let $22 million go to Birmingham for an urban trail? Listen, yeah, we already know what an urban trail is. It's the place you got to walk when the bus don't come down your road. We know about urban walking already. Okay, what we need is some urban working. I'm just saying, yeah, $22 million, and we just trying to get a part that's going to change the face of Montgomery. Change the face of Montgomery. Bring somebody to the city of Montgomery. Not talk about race, okay? Although it has been intrinsic in the fabric of America. We realize that, but it is a conversation that we should not forget. But we should not. That should not be the only conversation that brings people to Montgomery, Alabama. Okay, $22 million for an urban walking trail. What the hell is that? And why does it cost $22 million? I mean. This is the capital city of Alabama. And you would think that the representatives here would fight harder, more tenacious than any other representative in the state of Alabama. I mean, you know, I'm just saying, I don't quite get it. I just don't understand it. Why are we seemingly, is this what Chocolate City means? Is that everybody else gets everything but us? I mean, come on, man. And I want to hear from some of our representatives. You know, I mean, what the hell is it good for? You don't hardly ever hear from them. They say, oh yeah, when they're down there doing their business. Well, I mean, for what they did for us this year at the legislative session, but what happened? Hell, they could have stayed home. I'm just saying. I mean, the first time we ever go to legislative session and lose money. I mean, what's up with that? Anyway, we'll come back with the lessons of life. I mean, think about this. You go to the legislative session, sit down there with your big suits on and your big power and your big gavels and all that stuff, and we lose money. What? Who ever heard? The capital city of Alabama. Seriously? Really? You lose money? Really? Okay, I'm calling them out. We lose money. I mean, listen, I could go down there and lose money. I could go down there and watch us not get anything hardly. I can do that. Oh, yeah. As a matter of fact, the next legislative session, I think I just go down there and sit in the galley. Because for what they did for us, they might as well sit in the galley. I'm just saying. You know, I mean, you got a legislative session and you lose money. Money that was already there for you. Because our representatives didn't do their due diligence. Okay, they didn't do their due diligence to bring home the bacon, baby. So we gave Birmingham and everybody up north money, and the poor capital of the state of Alabama got the Houdini. Got the Houdini. That's what we got. So where they at? Tachima. Kurt, Sales, Lawrence. Did I miss anybody? Penny. Well, I really like Penny. Thank you like that. What did y'all do? How the hell did you lose money? To Birmingham, the murder capital of America now. No, we'll be back. Just one thing just frustrates me. $22 million for an urban trail. What the hell is an urban trail? What is that?
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by family owned, family driven. News Radio 1440.
The League of Legends Championship Series is the most popular esports in the world. That was until this year. The North American division of League of Legends esports saw major controversy as the league looked to scrap nearly half of its own teams. Major backlash from fans and players followed suit, leading to a player strike in May that lost them until June 14. Once the play resumed, game viewership was immediately down by 100,000 viewers. In such massive losses, could this be the beginning of the end for the LCS?
Next up, Straight Talk from Venom. Everybody can saying no offense is offensive. No offense, but you're overpaying for your wireless. See? Offensive. Straight Talk. Limited time to get Straight Talk, America's most reliable. You know, Walmart.com. And the thing about that, just do it by saying, it's a lot of help you find all of our people, even more difficult jobs. You like 2 out of 5 employees who post a job on ZipRecruiter that are fully captured within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE.
Hi, I'm Queen Latifah. My mom is stronger than anyone I've ever known. Growing up with my father, her strength was full of me. Even after her heart failure diagnosis, she remains strong and healthy. My family's support keeps me strong. Together, we're rising above heart failure.
Heart failure doesn't have to steal your strength. For simple steps you can take to help prevent, improve, or manage heart failure, go to riseabovehf.org.
This is Yes Long. I play football for the Philadelphia Eagles. What I do off the field with United Way
at the same time. The difference between a child becoming one of the other could be me, or it could be you. Studies show that if you get kids earlier, their chances are better. And children who grew up in third grade are more likely to get it. So join me in the United Way. Suit up and take the pledge. Become a volunteer leader, tutor, or mentor. Because when a child succeeds, we all succeed. Give, advocate, volunteer, live united. Take the unitedway.org. Brought to you by the United States United Council and
Sean Hannity, Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show. Chinese and Russian leader Joe Biden on News Radio 1740.
Okay, we're back. A little bit of the spinners for you. 6:37 in the morning. If you got to be there by 7 o'clock, then you about 20 minutes, 30 minutes to get there. I think it is. All righty then, we are back. A little bit of spinach for you this morning, so you can get your mind right. That way, when somebody, you got to listen to mellow music in your car. I'm just telling you, it won't bother you then when somebody cuts you off in traffic. Okay, let's do with the spinners, with the OJs, Satellites, Temptations. You just want to sit there and listen to the music and let the guy, get right in front. Don't worry about it. And leave home just a little bit earlier sometimes. That way you can listen to the ambiance of the melody of the music, and it will keep you calm. That's why I haven't gotten a ticket in years and years and years. I just be chilling. It's hard to get a ticket when you listen to Luther Vandross. I'm just saying. All right, good morning to you. It is time for Lessons of Life and the Word of the Day. And the lesson of life today is interesting. It's short, sweet, to the point, and you'll get it if you got any brain. And I'm pretty sure most of my audience has brains, so this is going to be good. But the word of the day is a one that you hear it, but mainly you hear it by Englishmen, people in the UK, because they use English better than we do. We don't speak English, we speak American. Okay, we'll just change the definition, we'll change the spelling of a word to fit what we need. I mean, we don't, we don't speak English. We speak American. And sooner or later, somebody's going to figure that out. We have our own language in America. Like, that's dope. Now, when I used to hear that word, that means that somebody was smoking the weed, but now that doesn't mean that anymore. It means it's good stuff. It's dope. Okay? Now, it used to be when they call you crazy, yeah, he's crazy. We thought it was kind of crazy, lost their marble. Now, hey, that means he's exceptional. I'm just saying. So, in America, we don't speak English. We speak American. So I no longer pay attention to the verbs, the pronouns, all the rest of that parts of the speech, and all the rest of those things like nouns, predicates, and stuff. I don't pay that stuff no attention anymore because we came up with our own language in America. And today it's a word of the day that it came from England. Okay, but I must tell you, I like the word, and the word is ASS. Oh no, that's not all of it. ASSUAGE. ASSUAGE for my military friends. That is Alpha, Sierra, Uniform, Alpha, Ghetto, and Echo. Okay, I just want to show you. I still remember it. Okay, the phonemic, whatever, what I'm saying. Anyway, so the word of the day means, it is a formal word, often used with the intent when the to intensify something painful or distressing, such as guilt or fear, being lessened as an effort to mitigate people's concerns. Okay, again, it is a word that is formal, that is a formal word, most often used when or to intensify something painful or distressing, such as guilt or fear. Okay, what is the word? Assuage. Assuage. That's right. That's the word. Is a formal word meant often when you need to intensify something painful or distressing, such as guilt or fear. Okay. There's another word that that means the same thing, such as satisfy. Assuage is to satisfy something that bothers you. Okay, assuage. Now, lesson of life this morning is simple, not very hard. If you think about it for 1 second, you would absolutely agree with me. You got any sense at all? There has never, in the history of mankind, a lesson taught that did not cost. If it didn't cost you, it cost someone. A lot of us sit on the shoulders of the mistakes of others, learning from those mistakes. But somebody paid the cost. There's never been a lesson taught that did not cost. Remember that as you go through life, and you'll be okay. It is June the 27th. It is the 178th day of this year, and there are 187 days left. It was on this day, in 2016, that the U.S. court issued its strongest defense of abortion rights in a quarter century, striking down Texas' widely replicated rule that sharply reduced abortion claims. In 1844, I guess a bunch of Christians got together and did this. I don't know how Christian like that was, but okay. In 1844, Mormon leader Joseph Smith and his brother Hiram were killed by a mob in Carthage, Illinois. In 1880, author and lecturer Helen Keller, who lived most of her life without sight or hearing, was born, that's right, in Tuscumbia, Alabama. 1940, now I'm in Indiana. I know all about Helen Keller a long time ago. I never knew she was born in Alabama. 1942, the FBI announced the arrest of 8 Nazi saboteurs put ashore in Florida and in Long Island, New York. They all were tried and sentenced to death. 6 were executed while 2 were spared for turning themselves in and cooperating with U.S. authorities. 1944, during World War II, American forces liberated the French port of Cherbourg from the Germans. In 1950, the UN Secretary Council passed a resolution calling on member nations to help South Korea repel an invasion from the north. 1957, besides me being born, Hurricane Audrey slammed, well, at least it wasn't Hurricane Elvis. Hurricane Audrey slammed into coastal Louisiana and Texas as a Category 4 storm. The official death toll from that storm was placed at somewhere around 390. Although a variety of state, federal, and local sources have estimated the number to be anywhere from 400 to 600. 1974, on this day, President Richard Nixon opened an official visit with the Soviet Union. 1991, Supreme Court Justice on this day, Thurgood Marshall, the first Black jurist to sit on the nation's highest court, announced his retirement. Its departure led to the contentious nomination of Clarence Thomas to succeed him. In 2005, the Supreme Court ruled in a pair of 5-4 decisions that displaying the 10 Commandments on government property was constitutionally permissive in some cases, but not in others. I don't understand either it is or isn't. BTK serial killer Dennis Rader pleaded guilty to 10 murders that had spread fear across Wichita, Kansas, beginning in the 1970s. Wheeler later received multiple life sentences. In 2006, a constitutional amendment to ban desecration of the American flag died in the Senate cliffhanger, following one vote short of the 67 needed to send it to the states for ratification. And this day on 2011, former Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich was convicted by a federal grand jury in Chicago of a wide range of corruption charges, including the allegation that he tried to sell President Barack Obama's U.S. Senate seat. Blagojevich was later sentenced to 14 years in prison. His sentence was commuted by then President Donald Trump. I just keep that commute thing, I keep that commute sitting there, just we gotta get my boy out of jail. Hey, it's got a rough right there. But I will still be with him though. Again, if in fact he makes it to the ballot and he gets Biden, I'd still vote for Trump. I'm telling you, I would. But right now, I wonder can you win the election if you're in jail? Okay, we'll see. Let's see how that works out. In 2018, Supreme Court Justice Anthony Kennedy, whose vote often decided cases on abortion, gay rights, and other contentious issues, announced his retirement. It was 11 years ago that Britain's Queen Elizabeth II, former Irish Republican Army Commander Martin McGuinness, offered each other the hand of peace during a private meeting inside Belfast Riverside Lyric Theater. A 22-year-old former Texas Tech University student from Saudi Arabia, Khalid Ali Adashawari, or some close to it, was convicted in Amarillo of attempting to use weapons of mass destruction. Prosecutors said he had researched possible bombing targets, including the Dallas home of former President George W. Bush, also later sentenced to life in prison. 6 years ago, a new and highly virulent outbreak of malicious data scamming software began, causing mass disruption among the world's hitting Europe and Ukraine especially hard. And it was 2 years ago, an historic wave in Pacific Northwest pushed the daytime temperature into the triple digits. And I understand. Now I got it. You know, like every year at this time it's hot. I mean, there are people who act like hot weather is something new. I mean, every year about this time it gets hot. I'm just saying this is nothing new. And in the wintertime it gets cold. I'm just saying. So I understand on slow news day you got to have something to talk about, and I'm not with you. We good. I'm just saying that every year around this time it gets hot. Okay, I just might want to pass that on to some of your friends and stop letting the news people scare the hell out of you. It gets hot every year at this time. And all of who don't know this are babies who are just getting born. Other than that, though, well, yeah, if you've been through a few summers, you know that every year it gets hot. This is not anything new. Birthdays today. Former Interior Secretary Bruce Babbitt, 84. Singer musician Bruce Johnson of the Beach Boys is 80. Fashion designer Vera Wang is 73. Actor Julia Duffy is 71. Isabel Adjani is 67. Country singer Lori Morgan is 63. Actor Brian Brillinger is 62. Writer producer J.J. Abrams is 56. Former Senator Kelly Atoll is 54. Olympic gold and bronze medalist figure skater Victor Patrico is 53. Latin singer Draco Rosa is 53. And Edward Grapevine Fordham is 52 years old. I don't know if there's anybody else on here that I really know about. Oh, well, okay. Khloe Kardashian, okay, is 38. People getting those taking off the clothes. Actor Drake Bell is 36. Actor Sam Coffin is 36. Don't know who he is either. Actor India D. Beaufort is 35, whoever she is. Anybody else here I know? No, I don't think so. Chandler Riggs is 23. I certainly don't know him. All right then. And those are the now. What is the day? National Day? It is National Bingo Day today. Nearly everyone who grew up in the 20th century is familiar with bingo. I've never played it personally, but I see. I know for some people it's like drugs. National Sunglasses Day. Grab your best pair of sunglasses and go to the pool, go to the park, go to the beach, something like that, and style them glasses that you get. Helen Keller, celebrating the life and achievements of Helen Keller, who overcame blindness and deafness. You know, she didn't lose her sight until she was about 2. Most people thought she was born blind, but she wasn't. Like, I didn't realize that, who's the black singer that was blind? Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder wasn't born blind. It just came about. Micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises day. Okay, let's do business with all those folks out there that's trying to make a living and trying to help us at the same time. National HIV Testing Day. You know, since COVID came, we forgot about HIV. But anyway, you might want to raise your awareness and get your test every once in a while. National Ice Cream Cake Day. I don't really know what that is. I never had it, but it sounds good. I've never had any ice cream cake. I had Neapolitan ice cream. It's got like chocolate in it and vanilla in it and strawberry. I guess you can put it between some cake and call it ice cream cake. I don't know. I'd try it one day. National Gym Day. So if your name is Jim today, get money, Jim. How you doing? Like Jim Brady, Jim Nance, Jim Brown. A lot of Jims out there are famous. Okay? Today is their day. It's time we get recognized. We give thanks to all those Jims in your life worldwide. National Onion Day. Okay, I love the smell of onions. I just don't like onions. I love the smell. But let us celebrate this auspicious day by planting onions, and of course, according to you folks who like them, you can eat some. Okay, National Orange Blossom Day. Don't exactly know what an orange blossom is, but it's their day. Okay, I don't know what a blossom is. National PTSD Awareness Day. If you don't know if somebody has PTSD, hang on the corner, you'll find somebody. Yeah, somebody has it. Okay? When we talk about PTSD, it's a complex disorder caused by experiencing and witnessing trauma. It just doesn't go by military folks. You know, the way I say it, we got kids who live in their houses with shots fired outside, got to jump on the floor. So PTSD is not just a military issue anymore. It is an American. I mean, maybe I get it. Yeah. Okay. So the first time I think I got it. Weird. I was scared. But I knew in order to get the wings, I had to do it. I was scared. I knew that you got to do 5 jumps. You got to do 5. So not only did I have to get scared once, I get scared 5 times in a week. I mean, I was deathly scared. Then it didn't hurt that the week before you jumped, somebody screamed in, and that just hurt me. When we say scream in, I mean they came in and they shoot people, and that'll give you something to think about, especially when you see it. But anyway, so National PTSD. Okay, I'm just saying. So those are some of the things that are being celebrated on this day. Now, all right, so we got a little time left to talk about anything you want to talk about this hour, and so I'll do that. We got a lot of things to talk about though, and I would love to hear. Wouldn't you guys like to hear from some of your representatives why they went in session and lost money? Seriously, I don't know if I got to get a mayor some of this. Was the mayor partly responsible? I don't know. Did he go down there? And now I don't understand. I don't understand why we will not give the mayor of the city, whoever that mayor is, more money than they give the mayor of Prattville. Now, I'm going to ask Senator Barfoot because I'm understanding he stopped that, and I don't understand that. I mean, you may not like the guy that's in office, that's fine, but we're talking about future office holders as well. So it doesn't make sense that the guy in Prattville makes more money than the guy in Montgomery is being mayor of the capital city. I mean, that should be a no-brainer. Okay, I don't understand Why that? Okay. I mean, at minimum, the mayor should make $150,000 a year. At minimum. That's why I do the job and put it with people like me on the radio, newspaper articles about you. Have people talking about you all day long. Someone whispering behind your back. I mean, listen, that's worth $150,000 right there. You know, I'm just saying we might want to. I don't do it all the time, but again, I think he's doing an efficient job. But there are other people who don't think that, and that's fine. And I put a challenge out to people who who are on that website page. Montgomery needs a new mayor. I got no problem if that's what you think. But I put a challenge out. Come on up here, articulate that view. Tell me what you think that is. It is so easy to get on Facebook and say things. It really is. You don't have to prove it. You don't have to articulate it. You just put it up there, bam, and it's like a snowball. It just grows and grows and grows and grows. Okay. I'm just saying. But I did put the challenge out there. So if you on that Facebook page out there, I said, hey, listen, why hide behind a keyboard? Why not just come on the radio and tell us what your concerns are? Okay, I'm willing to listen. Yeah, I can dog you anything like that because it's not my place. But I'm just saying. So anybody out there that listens to that's on that page, Montgomery needs a new mayor. You have an invitation to come on this show and tell us and articulate why you believe that is so. Okay, and listen, you may come up with some. You may come up with some good answers that I hadn't thought about. But so far, I ain't mad at you. I'm waiting on you. Okay. But anyway, so I would love to hear from some of our representatives today of why they did not fight. Why did they let $22 million go to Birmingham without us knowing? I mean, seriously, why did you do that? Why did they do that? Okay, I'm just asking the question. And we didn't know anything about it until yesterday. Okay, I'm just saying. You know why? Because I really believe they know, especially my Democratic friends, they know they got your vote. All they got to do is be in the Democratic thing. I'm just saying. $22 million for an urban walking trail. I don't know what the hell that is. I guess it's a trail for the urbanites. Okay, I guess. What kind of concrete they're using? We'll be back.
USFA 12 on News Radio 1440. News Radio 1440, WLWIAM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. CBS World News Radio.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. We begin in Russia, where officials have closed their criminal investigation into the armed rebellion led by the head of a mercenary group. Correspondent Cameron McCormick reports.
President Putin, addressing the military at the Kremlin today, credited them with essentially stopping a civil war. He also recognized pilots who were killed during the insurrection and observed a moment of silence. They had tried to halt the Wagner group's advances. The Kremlin insisted today the weekend mutiny did not have any impact on Putin's leadership.
Our business chat linked to Yevgeny Prigozhin flew from Russia to Belarus today. CBS News has obtained audio of former President Trump apparently showing what he called a highly confidential document about Iran to several people at his golf club in New Jersey in 2021. His visitors are not believed to have had security clearance. CBS News legal analyst Ricky Kleeman says the audio could be damning.
This recording shows that Donald Trump knew that he had a document when he was no longer president that he could not declassify.
Mr. Trump claims the audio was illegally leaked and spun by special counsel Jack Smith, the FBI, and the Justice Department. A new report suggests the January 6 riots could have been prevented. CBS's Scott McFarland on Capitol Hill.
A 2-year investigation from Senate Democrats on the Homeland Security Committee says the FBI slow-walked and downplayed alarming intelligence received before January 6th, and that Homeland Security intelligence analysts didn't fully share the intelligence they received.
A suffocating heat wave isn't going away. CBS News meteorologist David Parkinson.
The heat dome in the south expands as we now get ready to go to the third week of this, which is just absolutely incredible heat. We're going to be seeing by the end of the week 133 million people with high temperatures above 90 degrees.
Hundreds of flights are already canceled or delayed in the U.S. after thousands were disrupted by severe storms yesterday. As Pride Month comes to a close, CBS's Matt Piper takes a look at book bans.
Next setting of the Florida group PRISM works to educate young people about history, giving them resources about their community, their bodies. As for recent laws in the state, the rhetoric that it creates in and of itself, it is so damaging. His group works to push academic freedom. Hopes he says that teachers get to teach and students get to learn instead of all the infighting going on over talk of LGBTQ issues in the classroom.
S&P futures are up 30, Dow futures down 50 cents. This is CBS News.
Need to hire quality candidates fast? You need Indeed, the end-to-end hiring solution. Attract, interview, and hire candidates all in one place. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
We have faith in his killer instinct. Celebrate the 10th anniversary of famed detective priest Robert Brown. In the new season now, only on Britbox. What's even more?
Oh,
Christie's Mark like murdering and more. It's the police industry. The undetectives. Got things available at Bits.com.
Right now, I'm driving to work, but that's not where I'm going. I'm going to an important thing. I'm going to visit Walmart. I'm going to go out with friends and do an anniversary dinner and look out at the trucks and buses and people walking and think, look, we're going somewhere. And we can work together to share the road and get there safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.com.
Paid for by the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration.
It'll take you less time to travel between Chicago and St. Louis if you have the train. High-speed rail service is now available between Chicago and St. Louis. Democratic U.S. Senator Dick Durbin of Illinois.
100-mile train. It's amazing. 284-mile corridor that has $1.6 billion of the $8 billion invested in it. It's going to change things all up on the line.
The faster train shave about a half hour off of the route.
And boosted safety, reliability, and convenience along the way.
That's Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker. Jennifer Kemper, CBS News, Chicago. See you soon. Netflix is adding Titanic, the 2012 movie, to its streaming library Saturday. That'll make the film available less than 2 weeks after the Titan submersible imploded on its way to visit the famous wreckage, killing all 5 people on board. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
There's gotta be a way to spread the word about the surgeries he does and stuff. You mean like lemons and hammer toes? Yeah, and
Ministry.
Something costs less. If you're happier with it, that's simply that's ministry. Maybe switching to Medicare for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The customer satisfaction rate that the typical health insurance plan. Medicare works for more than a quarter century and more than $3 billion. Yeah, you can see it's not like it better. You can ask people about taking care of your health care. So self-employed, I mean, it's happy.
Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, something costs less. People are happier with it. That's
Okay, we're back. Now, I must submit. So when I'm wrong, okay, when I'm somewhat wrong, I don't really mind. I don't really mind. I don't really mind saying it. Because after some exhaustive research on this $22 million thing that went to Birmingham, now, you know what it's like to eat crow? Well, it is, okay, yay. Now, see, they forgot to tell me something in that conversation. Now, I don't know if it's relevant or not. You would think that our people would have still had something to say about it, but it seems that the $22 million that went to Birmingham is a federal grant for a walking trail, and not necessarily money that came from the state of Alabama. Although we all know it came from the state of Alabama indirectly because they're that active. But $22 million, we would think that we ought to be able to, we ought to be able to get the money too. But evidently, according to and now, you know, they use the civil rights trail to get all kinds of money. But here's my thing, you know, does it help the people who live on the civil rights trail? We've been using the civil rights trail for years, and no significant difference has really come about to the people who went through that crap. Okay, with the interpretive center, this center, and this center, and 22-minute walking trail, downtown Montgomery. We're gonna talk. But no significant changes have come about in the neighborhoods where we had the civil rights fight. I just don't see it. Because $22 million going to Birmingham, federal government or not, could have been better used to help some of these folks in what's the city, Blackwood or places like that, where where people lost their homes during tornadoes and things like that. I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. So you bring up the word civil rights, and all of a sudden now I'm supposed to be jumping with joy because you spent some money on a walking trail and a civil rights movement. Okay, I guess that and again, I'm still holding our people accountable tonight. We didn't know that. We didn't know. Again, we're the capital of the state of Alabama. Yeah, not for long. 860-1440, it is 7:12 in the morning. Let me see who this is. Good morning. Yes. Yeah. Sales and Kelvin Lawrence. Yeah. Mm. Mm. Yeah, I don't know how many said, but it was quite a bit. Yeah. Well, I can't say what I don't remember. Well, I was doing working computers and all the kind of things. Well, 22 million. Right. Other than, yeah, he did. Yeah, went north of. Yeah. Well, no. I don't blame you with it. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did talk. Stacey, yeah, Stacey Robinson. Yeah. Yeah, they get over it. All right, appreciate it. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. I'm fine. Rick Dent. Well, that name rings a bell. Mm-hmm. All right, appreciate it. Take one more call. Take this. Who's on here longer? Good morning. Who's this? This is he. Right. Mm-hmm. You mean the people that come down here once a year and walk across the bridge? Yeah. Okay. But now, to be fair, now some white folks can put some money in there too. I mean, it ain't just on the black folks to do this. You know, yeah. 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 Kind of, kind of like Flatwood out here in Montgomery, where people lost their homes. Although some of those homes wasn't even worth living in, but it was their homes, and they lost them. And yeah, we talk a good game to it. Somebody says write the check. That's why I don't run for office. I've been saying I'll help you run for office. I said okay, write the first check and I'll get in there. You know, so I ain't seen the check yet. Yeah. All right. Appreciate it. 860-1440. Let me get this guy. Didn't take my last first break out. Good morning. Mm-hmm. I'm doing fine. All right then. Okay. 7:26 in the morning. We got to be here by 7:30. We got 4 minutes by which to arrive. But this morning we are taking account of, do our representatives do us justice? In the House, of course, we have Reed Ingram, Fatima Morris, Kenyala, Kevin Lawrence, and Chris Sale. In the Senate, we got Senator Hatcher and Senator Barfoot. There's just some conversation about whether or not, whether or not they are doing their due diligence, because we went through a whole session, and we really didn't really hear from any of them. Well, at least not over here anyway. This is on the station of Matt. Yeah, I guess I'm not a Democrat, but I don't know what's up. But they ain't me they've been worried about. It's about themselves. We'll be back. Yes, we do. We need AM radio. It's more than that.
You can prevent your system from failing by having your tank pumped every 3 to 5 years. Keep a separate container for grease and dispose of it properly. Use detergents low in phosphate and spread laundry loads over several days as to not overload the system with too much water. You need to clean it before installing it. For the full repairing the system, your local hospital can indicate the location of the system and how to connect.
This is Steve. I want to understand here. More information, this website, you by Alabama Public Health. That result. This is Steve. I'm just going here. We take a pledge to support the 2 million people worldwide who live with chronic disease and other diseases.
Americans with Alzheimer's and growth hormone. 10% of people over the age of 65 have disease, and 2/3 of them are women. New research is making it possible to detect Alzheimer's disease and determine accurate diagnosis where the disease is. This has been brought to you by the Alabama Department of Health Organization.
And here's why this FDA at 2P news 1440.
You know, I was reading an article yesterday. You realize the majority of people in America that are the majority of them live in one place. You might know what that place is. You won't take long to figure it out. Let me see. Who is this? Good morning. Who's this? Good morning, sir. Oh, yeah. Montiel used to do that, didn't he? Yeah. Yes. Mhm. Well, now he did mention that one of the reasons why he had a hard time doing it because when the government came to these people before and we want to buy a little piece of your land so we can fix them, they thought they hit the jackpot. Now I did ask the mayor. I said one of the problems you guys have is depending on the side of town you happen to be on is what you offer people. And dirt is dirt. I don't care what anybody says. if you go $25 an inch in West Montgomery, you ought to pay just $25 and whatever in East Montgomery. The problem is they got two different standards for people who live in West and those who live out East. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Right? We just do the sugar tax, man. Yeah. 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 Right. Okay. Well, I, yeah. You know that? Yeah. That may be it. And I forgot one of our legislators. I forgot Phil Insler. I forgot about that, but he hasn't been there long. I like him, but yeah, he's part of the group also, the local legislative body. Although I think he did come up, once and talk about things, but didn't hear much about as a group of people. We really didn't get a lot of information on what happened this year. That's true. All right. Hey, now, somebody sent me a note said that, white collars want sidewalk, streets, and security. Black collars want the police to listen. The way you look at life depends on where you're sitting. Okay. Good morning. Who's this? Not much. Hmm? I don't think she was right about it, but I think she was kind of wrong to put it all on black folks. I mean, everybody. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, well, what did it take, bro? Right. Well, maybe not what you need. Maybe not what you need. Yeah. Right. Right. But why didn't you? But wait a minute. That ultimate responsibility is you, but you have an insurance that takes care of those things. or the insurance is kind of high. Yeah. Mhm. Well, Mayor Perkins was in town the other day, in Montgomery the other day. Yeah, talking about the gun violence. Yeah. Well, let me ask you, who is your local representative in the House of Representatives of the Senate? You know, that's part of the problem, right? Wait, that's part of the problem right there. But you have an address. I don't want any information. I just want to know, do you know who represents you? Okay. Why don't you find out? I guess you ain't the only one. I don't know who represents. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Um, but wait a minute. When you say my people, what kind of people are those? My color. Yeah. Yeah, but how do you know the church ain't helping other people already? You. And what if those people? Right. But what if those people that are asking for money to some of the black churches have asked and been there time and time and time again? Okay, that's only one person. But how do you know that the coffers are? Okay, and you do got to look at it. What's wrong with it? What's wrong? Right. I understand. All right. And with that, I got to take a break. We'll be back.
That's why Kingdom is a variety of effective digital solutions to increase your voice radio and create your voice section that programs, video, and visual content to get your business video. Try Summit. That's my favorite. News Radio 1440. To learn more about how to get started, go to newsradio1440.com and click on your business.
Next up, Straight Talk from Doug. Ever noticed that saying no offense is offensive? Like, no offense, but you're overpaying for your wireless. See? Offensive.
It's the Straight Talk Doctor. Get unlimited plans as low as $35 a month from Straight Talk and America's most reliable 5G network. Available at Walmart and Walmart.com. On the $35 plan, for 10 gigabytes data, husband and MP speed. Affordable at StraightTalk.com. Based on most reports, we get 2 assessments of 125 pro. Experience the service, not reimbursement.
I'm Dr. Rita Chandra, and today's tip for kids, the American Academy of Pediatrics. Do you want to know the secret to baby brain development? It's you. Your baby's brain develops rapidly in the first few years, of course, full time. So talk to them, read and sing as much as you can starting from birth. You don't need fancy toys. Play peekaboo, read a book, or just talk about your day. For more information on baby brain development, talk with a pediatrician or visit Healthy Children in Southport.
At church? And in a hospital. Mother, you back in the city. What happened to mom?
Mom covers the team free draft. Basketball tryouts, NBA, NCAA, and all base sports.
They don't know anything. Yes, they don't know anything. Yeah. What is wrong with these guys? That we would say,
Listen and subscribe to Titus and Tim. Free. Wherever you get your podcasts. Go to West Remote Podcast Network where the conversation starts.
You see miracles all the time at our children's hospital. But miracles never come easy. That's why as great as children's hospitals are, they need our support to keep miracles happening. Put your money where the miracles are. Children's Miracle Network.
Yeah, ain't there yet? Commercial? Well,
It really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Somebody's got to pay the big salary up there, so I'll go leave them too. Radio, the only thing that's still free. 860-1440 is the number here. Whatever's on your mind this morning. It is National PTSD Awareness Day, so you don't think you just got to be in the military to go through that stuff. You get, right? You know what neighborhood you're living around. Montgomery, a lot of folks got PTSD. We gotta look into that sometime. Let me go to the phone right here real quick. Good morning. Thanks for holding. No, I'm upset that Montgomery didn't get. Yeah, yeah. Well, now that is that's a good question. Good question. I don't know. I do not know that. That's on a pay grade, I guess. Well, that was a federal grant. And I think he did. You don't think he deserves it? So the guys in Prattville should make. Wait a minute, the little bitty town of Prattville should make more money than the capital city mayor. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They got less people, a whole lot less people. Yeah, already. I know, I saw that. You know, I don't see that graffiti bringing us together. I don't see it bringing us together. I don't know. I just think there ought to be some. It ought to be. If it's going to be a centerpiece, it ought to be a centerpiece to bring us together. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Now, besides you saying that, I haven't really heard that from anybody else. Well, anybody. 87 Hollywood. Well, you don't think it was on the news? I didn't say I was there. My Lord, your ears are really messed up. Your ears are you. No, I did not. I was in Germany. I was in Germany, but not in '87. I was in Europe, but not in '87. Wait a minute, something. We all were there. We were all there, we were there through our support of the President of the United States of America. All of America was there when he said, "Take down this wall." Be a TV screen. Come on, man. You just yelling. I know what it is, and I just didn't say it on the air. Good morning. Who's this? Good morning. Yeah. I think he needs to go to be answered. Yeah. Yeah, I think he needed a trip there. That PTSD is showing up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, she did. Yeah, that's enough. Mm. Right. Right. It's true. Yeah. 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 All right. Great. Appreciate it. There's another program going on with Operation Resilient. And I'm still trying to figure out why they didn't ask one of the few people in the airways in Montgomery who actually had some experience in the military. They didn't ask the brother to come on the Operation Resilient on Channel 12. Probably because I'm not politically correct. But, you know, they didn't ask the brother. But that's okay. I can't be everywhere. So anyway, Operation Resilient, which is being streamed on WSFA, I think it starts at 8:30. Again, we're streaming on at 8:30 a.m. on WSFA.com. It's learn to forge a resilient lifestyle from our nation's heroes. Again, some of our nation's heroes, though, sometimes got to get off their butt and get out there and do something. You just can't. The world's not going to come to you and give you stuff because you did your duty. A lot of folks did their duty. I must admit, the World War II generation got school rules tattooed, and the World War I generation got school rules tattooed also. And yet still, they lifted in themselves, and they got up of their duff, and they did what they had to do. Nobody owes us anything for doing our duty. We have a duty to protect this country. But I don't know what they're going to say on tonight's program, but I will say one thing. If you're out there humble, if you're out there trying to make it, somebody will help you. Right. You not sitting home talking about they won't help me. No. If you out there trying to get it going and you have served this nation, I'm telling you, somebody will help you. If you don't get help, waiting at home, waiting for the mailman, waiting at home for something to happen. Nobody's gonna be the path to your door. You need to be the path to their door. But if you legitimately are a veteran, you legitimately are a person that served this nation and shot at and missed and crapped on and hit, they'll help you. People will help you. But you can check out the program today on WSFA website. I don't know exactly what they're going to be talking about, but sometimes veterans get on my nerves. We're the people who lived outside, lived in the snow, lived in the mud, been in the most treacherous terrains that they have, and we get home sometimes like we can't do nothing. I'm sorry, unless you're physically disabled, and if you're physically disabled, you don't know where you're at anyway. I'm just saying. 860-1440. But anyway, go to the website, WSFA.com, check it out, and see if you can get something from it. Good morning. At 8:30. I hear you. Okay. What do you think I've been holding on to? Certainly ain't you. So y'all need to tell me every morning. I'm with you. I got it. Okay. 860-1440. And again, what is it called? One more time, because I'm going to check it out. I don't want anybody to say I was clear. Operation Resilience. Learn to forge a resilient lifestyle from our nation's heroes. Brought to you by the Alabama Department of Veterans Affairs and the Montgomery Area Chamber of Commerce. They didn't even bring this up here, too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, few people on the airways of Montgomery that served actually wore that uniform. Yeah, parachute and all that stuff. And they don't even bring it up to me. I mean, what's up with that? I'm going to dog them all. I mean, if nothing else, you need to drop me a letter or something. Anyway, we'll be back after this.
A 12 News Update on News Radio 1440. WIAL, the home of the Ben Shapiro Show, and heard on 95.1 HD3 FM. This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Indeed.com.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. A press release report from Senate Democrats accuses the FBI and Homeland Security of downplaying or ignoring massive amounts of intelligence information before the January 6th attack. Correspondent Nicole Scanlon reports.
Federal agents were tracking threats about the storming of the U.S. Capitol, plans to occupy federal buildings, and an increase in traffic to a website with information about the Capitol's tunnel system.
The report says government intelligence leaders, quote, could not conceive, unquote, the Capitol would be overrun. Both agencies say they've made changes. CBS News has obtained audio from President Trump showing up classified documents again at his golf club in New Jersey.
The two-minute audio recording the former president describes as highly confidential and secret information is accused of showing the records to a small group, apparently with no security clearance.
Earlier this month, Mr. Trump pleaded not guilty to 37 counts related to mishandling classified government documents. In Russia, President Putin tried to change the dialogue after an armed rebellion by mercenaries. He spoke at Moscow's Cathedral Square after closing it. The Wagner Group's leader, Yevgeny Prigozhin, was CBS's Ian Lee.
Even with this security
A plane linked to Prigozhin landed in Belarus today. With more severe weather in the forecast for the U.S. the day after thousands of flights were disrupted by severe thunderstorms in the east. Meteorologists did report after Weather Channel would
obviously be affected. New York and D.C., possibly Norfolk, in the outer of the forecast themselves to develop. Around 4 to 6 o'clock this afternoon, those 2,000 flights have already been canceled worldwide today. Forecasters say a blistering heat wave will continue to bake southern states. The FDA's crackdown on kid-friendly fruit flavors do not be working. CBS's Jennifer Sneon.
The number of different e-cigarette devices sold in the U.S. has nearly tripled to over 9,000, despite a 3-year effort by the Food and Drug Administration to crack down on kid-friendly flavors. The rise of electronic cigarettes has been almost entirely driven by a wave of cheap disposable devices imported from China.
That's the Peak Richards are 06. This is CBS News.
Find great hires fast with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates all in the same place. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Wesley is a truck driver.
I have a truck. What do I do?
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
I had quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't pay around.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
In the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
There's a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I say they're incredible about that. I have to go in the place. I would absolutely ever go.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any down trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief.
New York City commuters could have a new headache to deal with: congestion pricing.
It costs plenty to get around and live in New York City. Now the Federal Highway Administration has approved the city's plan to charge drivers new tolls if they venture south of 60th Street in Manhattan.
This is New York. Why I gotta be wrong? Everything is going up.
Heck no, and I'm right here. Oh my God, that's the worst thing ever.
When everything's expensive, it's not easy to survive.
It's a move designed to cut traffic and pollution and raise money for mass transit. The idea
Leave New York!
Next spring.
Leave it!
CBS News,
It
New York.
sucks!
Pink with 4 songs in her set at a concert.
Oh my God.
We
need to do that, Chris.
On stage. Like the surprise Pink staying on performing her song Just Like a Pill. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
And we're back. I haven't really talked much about this Russian thing. This is an interesting matter over there. I think I've been in power too long anyway. I think that well, they don't call themselves a democracy here, but I guess they don't. But that's an interesting thing that's playing out over there. I really wish they could have overthrown them personally, and let's say, attacking Ukraine to me just pulls people to get at a winner. I just anytime, but winter time, knocking over, I'm tired of them personally. But I'm just waiting for the call, and the C-141 set that match the Air Force Base wants me to get on. I'm waiting. Well, the C-17, I jumped from the C-17, so it wouldn't be no problem. Yeah. Now, I don't want to hump a 70-pound rucksack anymore, but I could do it if I had to do it for a little while anyway. And then somebody got to bring a G. Woo! 860-14-4 is the number here. Good morning. Who's this? Why are you calling me back? Wait a minute. Wait. So you going? Wait. Okay, there you go again. You can go. Now I don't mind having this conversation with you because I remember I do control the microphone. So I'll talk to you for a second. Okay, there you go. So I'm just saying. After all, don't you get tired of saying you lie? I think you're jealous. Now I know what it is. Okay, but I can't say it on the radio. I just can't do it. But you call me on my cell phone and I'll tell you what your problem is. Okay, good. Okay. And that's what you should think about. If you're gonna call up here and call me all kind of names, yeah, I got the microphone. I can hear you. And I don't mind an interesting conversation. If you have food of your aspersions, I don't mind. Again, my only question to you there, Curmudgeon. Now, if you have proof that I never served in the United States military, then please, I'll let you have as much time as you want. If you have proof that I never served, just call me and tell the people what your proof is, and I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. It's not that big a deal. Don't stop the check from coming, so I'm good. So just, if you got some proof, argue with proof, not these disclosures that you catch. Anyway, good morning. I mean, first of all, it is, how easy it is to show that people didn't serve in the military. Honestly, you can ask 2 or 3 questions and know right off front that they didn't do it. Honestly. I'm just one of the few people actually served in the military on air in Montgomery. On a few, like the matter of maybe, I think Rick Hendricks served 4 years in the Air Force. I think that's about it. I don't have very many people on the radio or television that ever served in the military, and so therefore, when we talk about it, you guys just want to crush it. I did my time. I pulled my mission script. But anyway, that's I'm gonna leave that alone. But if you can prove it, my brother, I'm good with you. Good morning. Who's this? And you calling me back too, right? You think that's what we're supposed to do? I mean, no. So you're getting as bad as him. You don't call back unless I ask you to. Then you don't call back. I don't care what you got to say. I don't care what you got to say. Because you do it, somebody else wants to do it, somebody else wants to do it, somebody else wants to do it. Thank you very much. But I appreciate your work. But anyway, I'm just saying, I'm trying to be nice. Honestly, one person starts calling back to my let's call back to my let's go. And then next thing you know, we think we're playing repeat. We're playing repeat performances. Yeah, I'm trying to give new people a chance to get in. 860-1440 is the number here. If you got anything to say, okay, don't forget 8:30 this morning. If you go to WSFA's website, it's I forget exactly what it's called again, resilience or something like that. My phone's going to get. I forgot my cord from the phone, so it's called Operation Resilience. Evidently, it's all about learning to forge a resilient lifestyle from our nation's heroes And I think that is a good thing because, you know, we people in the military, people who've been someplace. I ain't talking about guys who just been to basic training and you know, and couldn't hang. I ain't talking about couldn't handle that. We don't want to talk to them. I'm going to make sure they can do. But I will tell you one thing, and this is going to be contrary to what other people, what people say. And I'm also giving honor to our veterans, especially our combat veterans. But again, you know, if you can't make it in the military, honestly, if you can't make, you can. Out here is tough. At least in the military, we give you 3 hots and a cot, give you some clothes to wear. You know, if you don't have a place to stay, we give you a place to stay. I mean, we do all kind of things, and some people still can't make it. But out here on this in this tough, cold world out here, you know, people are too busy trying to survive themselves until they just don't have time to worry about you. You know, I mean, they're trying to make it themselves, and they just don't. It's tough out here. So, and so if you can't last 6 months in the military, then you go through basic training. You know, and one of the things I've heard that a lot of the suicides and things like that in the military are not coming from people who have seen the horror of combat. A lot of it, most of it's coming from people who go to basic training. You know, I mean, what is happening to our young folks today? I mean, I don't know, maybe it's always been that way. I don't know, I never heard of it. But you know, what is happening? We can't be tough anymore. You know, you can't talk to me any kind of way anymore. And these are the future leaders of our country and the warriors of our country. So I just say I don't see a great I don't see a great I don't see a great future for us right now as far as our military is concerned. I mean, you know, everybody's going in the military except for one reason. The only reason they should be there is to protect this nation against its enemies, foreign and domestic. We want to go because we want to be an LGBT or advocate, or we're going to be a trans advocate and all that stuff. I mean, that's not why we have a military. And then you wonder why a lot of them can't do anything. Can't, you know, I mean, are we still carrying 70-pound rucksacks in the Army now? Do we just let people put socks in them? How about a tow? How about a law? How about all the rest of it? The M60, some, you know, and I don't even talk to you. We got anybody going to Ranger School these days? I just call Fort Benning. It ain't I don't know what the hell they're doing now, but to me, it's still Fort Benning. I'm going to call down there and see what the hell's going on there. 860-1440 is the number here. You know, when I heard back in the 80s, early 90s, we were giving soldiers cards that they had to hold the card up, say I'm stressed. Woo! Okay then. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Okay. Right. Right. Time out. Yeah. Yeah. Well, these are again and it's always bad when somebody takes their life. I get it. It's a tough thing, but man, I got to tell you, who's going to fight our battle? You know, because if not, we might well just turn off the light and change the name on the sign when we leave to some other name because we will not be American much longer. So, yeah, yeah, going back to the house and I'd rather have 10 good soldiers than a platoon or a company people who don't know what the hell they want, who don't know why they're there. I just, whew, I don't know. I'm old school. I joined in 75. So that when they can put their feet on your head in the snow. I was in Fort Dix, New Jersey. Lord, it was cold in December. It was cold. Oh, well, but I appreciate it. Right. And everything that happened to us as we have lived longer was good for us. Made us tough. Made us men that we are today. You know, everything that happened to us. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Because that's what life has for you waiting. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Anyway, if you have an issue with civilian life and you were in, again, you might want to check out WSFA.com, and they got a thing called it's a program right now which they're going to be doing, and it's going to have a lot of people. It's going to have a lot of people there. As a matter of fact, that some of the people are going to be there. I believe is who's going to be the first Willie Durham, Kent Davis, Rear Admiral, United States Navy. We're going to have Captain Wiley Collins, Alabama National Guard. We're going to have Curtis Pippen, AU Veterans Resource Center, and Willie Durham, U.S. Marine, retired. And so they're all going to be there talking about those things that are veterans. WSFA.com, and I always got to put up one in my buddy. We want to take care of we want to take care of the people that took care of us. But I want you to earn it. I don't want you to worship it. Anyway, 8:19 in the morning. Let me go ahead and I'll get on to other things here in a minute because I got this guy. Good morning. Well, I don't know if that's any. Well, yeah, I hear you. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. All right, appreciate it. Also, if you have not heard, the trial for the young man that so devastated the Talbot County people by killing Sheriff Big John will be moved to Macon County. The trial of the man accused of shooting to death Lyons County Sheriff Big John Williams is going to be held in Macon County. I really don't have a problem with that from a trial standpoint. You know, the court is named after Big John. The place where it happened is across the street from Big John. So I guess it's the right thing to do if you're going to go by our Constitution. People have a right to a fair and speedy trial. But I can't think of anybody in Lyons County right now that would let this guy off, under no circumstances. So I don't know. It may be a good thing to do. Okay. President Biden announced a $1.4 billion to Alabama for high-speed internet infrastructure. Now, I remember years ago they offered money, and we still don't have it. We still don't have the high-speed infrastructure. 1.4 billion. We still don't have it. We've been talking about getting internet in the rural areas of Alabama at least for 30 years. Okay? At least that long. So I'm just trying to figure out when is that going to happen? And what will this $1.4 billion to Alabama for high-speed internet infrastructure, what does that mean? But 5 years from now, they'll be getting some more money for infrastructure, and we'll still be waiting for it to come. I'm just saying. Okay. I'll tell you. Now, this is a situation I don't quite understand. Why would you work as a guard for the Alabama prison and get caught taking in jail? An Alabama correctional officer has resigned after being charged with trafficking and more. According to the Alabama Department of Correction, Henry Geis is charged with trafficking a controlled substance, promoting prison contraband, and use his position for personal gain. Now, during his arrest, they recovered 145.8 grams of crystal-like substance. I don't know what that is. Is that crystal? At the time of his arrest, Geis was correctional officer at State Correctional Facility in Elmore County. And ADOC says he voluntarily resigned. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. But anyway, y'all know they're looking at y'all. Okay. If you think about becoming a guard or the inmates will tell on you. They will tell. They got nothing to lose. They better get some time chopped off. So don't do it. I mean, why? My mama used to say, or my dad, somebody used to say, you don't do your business where you eat at. Okay, you don't mess around where you eat at. Okay, I'm just saying, you might want to think about that if you're going to get a job in the Department of Corrections. There's not enough money to wipe off the disgrace and the time you're going to do for doing a stupid thing. I'm just saying, you might not want to do that. Montgomery Whitewater faces lawsuits over construction, and it wasn't a matter of when this was going to happen. I mean, it wasn't a matter if this was going to happen. It's a matter of when it was going to happen. The yet to open Montgomery Whitewater Outdoor Recreation Complex is facing lawsuits related to its construction. The lawsuits are from a company called MDG Michael Delta Golf, which is a minority-owned business that performs subcontracting work such as concrete, mechanical, and electrical work. It says it has been a victim of greed and racism and hasn't been paid what it is owed. Okay, I'm all right for the old people money paying. One lawsuit is seeking $4.2 million in alleged fraud, breach of contract, and vicarious liability. Okay, so they've been trying to get some response from somebody, and they haven't got it yet. Okay, the 120-acre complex near downtown is scheduled to open next month. I mean, that every time you have a big thing like that, you always want to have somebody get sued. So that's no big deal. 8:25 in the morning. 8-1440. Another tragic story. Montgomery police are investigating a shooting that critically injured a child. Officers and paramedics responded about 2:15 a.m. Friday at Fountain Lane in response to a person shot. When they arrived, they found an 8-year-old male with a life-threatening gunshot wound. The child was taken to a local hospital for treatment. No additional information is available at this moment. Now, you remember the city council meeting the other day? Well, you don't remember, I'll tell you a little bit. Mayor Stephen Reed, last Tuesday, the day after Juneteenth, urged the Montgomery Council to take action on its proposal to rename streets for civil rights icons and other honorable heroes instead of the Confederate leaders and figures the city would no longer commemorate due to their actions and place in history. Now, I have a different sentiment to that. No, I got a different sentiment. I don't think that's a good idea. Now, when I come back, I will. Oh yeah, I will. It's like renaming Fort Benning or Fort Bragg. Do you think the people that know it exists will ever call it anything but what it was originally named? Fort Bragg and Fort Benning, in my mind, will always be Fort Bragg and Fort Benning. No name change is going to change my mind. So, but I do have a resolution. I do have how to resolve this issue, and we'll do that.
Second Benjamin Show, available on YouTube or wherever you listen.
Home title theft is on the rise, and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date. And then I can log out. So you may know. You find out.
From just go to hometitle.com.
I'm just having a cigarette in my hand. Anything.
I really get into temptation more time. What's it? That was not true. Very first time I took on chocolate that I learned each time. Whatever it takes. No matter how many times it takes. I quit. That's it.
You can quit. Free help call 1-800. And we are back talking about the mayor and they wanted to rename streets in Montgomery. Mayor Reed's proposal was originally introduced in March 2022
following the completion of a report by a committee of historians, professors, and community advocates, the mayor tasked to consider potential streets, parks, and other public venues that merit a name change. The committee's report indicated that the city should honor Ralph David Abernathy, Johnny Carr, Nat King Cole, Clifford and Virginia Dewar, Solomon Say, Mary Ann Neely, Vernon Johns, Percy Levon Julian, Martin Luther King. I am amazed that we don't have a Martin Luther King Street in the city of Montgomery. John Lewis, Joe Ed Robinson, Fred Gray. Names to consider for removal included Calhoun Road, Clanton Avenue, Cortez Street, DeSoto Street, Early Avenue, Jackson Street, and Jefferson Davis Avenue. There is progress. On October 2021, the city renamed Jefferson Davis Avenue for famed civil rights lawyer and Montgomery native attorney Fred Gray, originally named for Confederate President Jefferson Davis. Mayor Reed initiated the formal process of renaming Jefferson Davis. Let me make sure I get this right here. There we go. Renaming the West Jefferson Avenue to Fred B. Gray, and is also the location of Attorney Gray's childhood home. Several obstacles, like an outdated process to rename streets in Montgomery, are slowed by the city's progress. However, the Montgomery City Council adopted a more efficient process, which expedited the renaming timeline. On October the 5th, 2021, the Montgomery City Council unanimously approved Mayor Reed's resolution to change the name of the street. Now, I don't, and he said something about it the other day. I don't believe that renaming streets bring us closer together. But I do believe that any new streets that come available to us should be named appropriately, like the mayor probably wanted. But here's the problem. You take, what's that bridge down in Selma? The one that everybody walks around, they walk across that bridge every year and leave their trash behind in Selma. I can't think of the name right now that bridge is, but I've been across the couple times. Took my son down there, Zeke was down there, all that good stuff. But to the people who did what they had to do on that bridge at that time, under the name of that bridge at that time, their sacrifice, their courage should not be dismantled or dismissed, because they, on that, what is the name? Bridge. Anyway, I'll figure out the name in a minute. I know what the bridge is. I've been across a few times. Why should we allow history to be changed? And at that point, it takes their sacrifice and their courage and diminishes it. Oh, let's name it Elkins Bridge. Ain't nobody never heard of Elkins. You know, I mean, well, then. So I'm looking at the dictionary and all books and see if I see Elkins Bridge. Where's that? Won't be there. That bridge will still be there. Like, I'm not for renaming bases behind people. You know, we keep trying to undo what happened. It happened. There's nothing we can do. It was a culture at the time. But I will say, there shouldn't be a new housing development. There shouldn't be a new anything without recognizing the people that made it all possible. That's a black thing. But to tear it down, but to take an old pair of shoes and put a tag on them and call them new, that don't make them new. But any other new pair of shoes that you buy should be new shoes. So I don't think, and all this is going to do, let me do what it's going to do. It is going to ruffle the feathers of people who I hope are trying to forget some of the wrongs of the past. But we're going to ruffle some feathers by doing this all over again, rather than renaming buildings that had no name, streets that haven't been planned yet. Let's start naming some of those places after these heroes that we want to talk about. But taking all people's names off of it and putting other people's names, nah, to me that's just like giving me a pair. Here's what it's like. Like giving me a new pair of shoes, but they've been used. Okay, so don't call them new. Just call them used shoes. That's what it is to me. I'm not up for, but I am up for naming all new streets after these courageous people that dedicated their lives, and some lost their lives in doing what they had to do. So I'm just thinking, we're not going to do that. Although I am surprised we don't have a Martin Luther King Street sitting like that. Good morning in there. Yes. No, I wouldn't do it. So we has not always been we. Well, just tell me. I mean, I'm just so what was we? Right? And you making my point, because guess what? Even though they changed the name, they didn't change the problem. Mm. Well, that's on private property. It don't hurt Montgomery to me. Right. I'm not. Well, I don't have a problem. I mean, the mayor wants to change that. I say all new streets should be named after the people he wants named after. But to give me a pair of tennis shoes and change the name on them, still the same old pair of tennis shoes. Well, it hurts me indirectly because I know the fervor. I know the sentiment that is going to be expressed in this city by certain groups of people. I know it's. Well, who's upset about it? I'm not. That's private property. The man put on his own property, his own business. Says who? Who says it hurts the city? Wait a minute. I live here. Yeah, I've been here longer than I've been in any city in my life. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, right, right. Yeah, listen, some of the things that's going on in this city in the last 30 years and some of these neighborhoods, hell, I'd be moving too. Well, no. But he does seem right, right, right. But I do believe that our mayor is an important amount of time reaching back to change the past 2010. I do think he spends an inordinate amount of time trying to. You can't change what happened. Mhm. No, we don't. No, we don't. We elect them to bring about a better future. That's a very good. That's a congressman, right? Yeah, but listen, I got a hard time figuring out what our local representatives do when we got people like Kevin Lawrence and Chris Sells. We got two streets in Montgomery, and they supposed to represent us also. I ain't gonna worry about the congressional district. That they don't really care much about us anyway up there. Yeah. All right. I gotta run. We'll be back. Again, you can't undo the past. You just can't. We'll be back. Looks like another little chicken.
The heat was going absolutely nowhere. Mid-90s, really 200 and upper 90s, Saturday, factor in Sunday was very limited
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Family Driven on News 1440. Or you can just use it. With Mark, President of Operations for 7 ZipRecruiter lets you find all the right people, even with a difficult job. Seems like 4 out of 5 to post the job on ZipRecruiter. Get a quality candidate within the first day. Now try ZipRecruiter free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/FREE. And like about our concrete project, states requiring concrete inundation, commercial manufacturing, commercial parking lots, even heavy and polished concrete for durable and inexpensive long-term projects. What you may not know is we have equipment for clearing lots, construction, clearing, moving land, club, and underground. We cut roads, put fence lines, clear grounds, and pretty much any application where land is overgrown. We have luxury to grind underbrush into shreds to return it to nature compost. Our equipment is minimally invasive, not disturbing, not turning your property where additional grading is necessary. To come clear to your property, call Penguin 844-284-9219 and let us transform your overgrown property into a manageable and productive one. Check us out on Facebook at Transformers or call 334-284-9292.
Life South and our first responder agencies here in the River Region are joining forces again for the 3rd annual Guns N' Hoses Blood Drive. So you'll be welcome to the on Thursday, June 29th from 9 to 5 at the Life South Donor Center on Columbus Road. Each donor will receive a Life South t-shirt and $20. You can always donate to the police department and the Travel Donor Center next day.
All of the people were taken to hospital, the all separate from what was believed to be a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. Well, hell, that's That happens all the time. Where's that at? AC Police. Missouri.
Did you know that tooth decay is an infection? Luckily, cavities are largely preventable. The bacteria that cause cavities pass from parents to children. So get welcome to the family plan. Take care of baby teeth as soon as they emerge by brushing teeth with toothpaste with fluoride. Look at pediatrician about your baby's oral health and take them to the dentist by 8 months. For more, visit healthychildren.org. I'm married to
Edmund Pettis. That's it.
Making music for more than 25 years. I didn't get there overnight. There were a lot of long days and nights of working just to make ends meet. Good things in life don't always come easy. When you sweat for what you want, it makes it even sweeter when you get it. So remember to work hard, and when the opportunities present themselves, you got to be ready to go out. This message is brought to you by the United States Air Force.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese and Russians
Joe Biden on News Radio 630.
Okay, one more personal note of personal preference here. Listen, can we do away with the experiment of going natural with our hair? Ladies, can we just let that go? And guys, can we let that go? It just look like you got a bunch of nappy heads. I mean, can we just let that go now? And I don't say you got to put a hot comb to your hair, but you can braid your hair, comb your hair. So, I mean, really, this experiment is I'm telling you, it's lost on me. I know, but you know, a man still looks good with his hair nicely cut, nicely trimmed. Okay, the nappy things up front. I'm just saying that we need to do away with that. Okay, I'm just saying. That's just me though. Now that's just me. I realize that everybody loves it the way I think, but it's an experiment that I think is going bad. All right then. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Okay. Not much. Not much. What you got? Mm-hmm. Well, he didn't say cops will leave him alone. He said won't more. And the black folks won't. Hold on. Let me see what he said. Now let me see what he said. That's so I can make sure I get it right. He said. Mm-hmm. I'm not concerned. No. No. Don't say that. I'm concerned. I'm concerned that the process works the way it's supposed to. Not him. I have no concern about him. That's because you participated in the issue with you. Uh, I don't know about all that. I'm talking about the part I saw in the video where you went to take off. Okay, pull up, take off. It's the same thing. Listen, but that's not my issue. I'm not the police department. That's not my issue. And so why are you bringing it up now? It's 2023. Yeah. And wait. And that is why I took my personal time and went down there and talked to the police chief of Millbrook personally, set this off about you. Okay, so that I can't. I don't know who's lying or not. But I don't want to get in your personal thing. I just that's your issue, not mine. You know, I went down and checked. I went down and checked on your story. I went down and checked on your story, like I've done others, just to make sure that you wasn't getting school shooting tattoos. But I am not law enforcement. I'm not the district attorney. I'm not a judge. I have no power except the power of comment. Sure. And I've let you call in a bunch of times. What else? What do you want special privilege? Yeah. And I've allowed you, and I've allowed you to do that. I have no problem with that. But don't put the responsibility on me. Anyway, listen, I gotta go to another call because I'm running out of time. As usual, you're all right. And a little bit wrong. What on there? Yeah, pretty good. Mm-hmm. 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 But from a constitutional standpoint, you're going in a courtroom named after the victim. You cross the street from where it happened. I'm just saying, your policeman. It's all about constitutional. Let the process work itself out. I don't think this guy will be found innocent in any state in America. So let's just do it. The truth. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, again, I guess the judges and the lawyers have to figure that one out. Again, I hope this kid goes to jail for a long, long, long time. So, right. Well, the kid does. I mean, it does. I mean, yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did. That's true. Right. Yeah, they did. And I hope, appreciate it. I ran out of time. I hope he gets what's coming to him, but I don't have a problem with them doing what they did just to make it fair. So when he is found guilty, there won't be any reason in the world to say, oh, we didn't get a fair trial. So I'm just saying, yeah, put him in jail forever. Good morning. How you doing? He's gonna be found guilty. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You go. Yeah, right. But the evidence conviction, absolutely. I appreciate it. Again, he is going to be, listen, he is going to be found guilty. There's no doubt in my military mind he's going to be found guilty. Okay? Like the caller just said, let's take every avenue of a way that can possibly be used to exonerate him or keep this thing going on and on and on and on. And so I don't have a problem with what the judge did. There's no doubt in my mind that kid's going to be found, young man, whatever it is going to be found guilty. What he did is, to me, it's unconscionable. But we do live in a country that's governed by a Constitution of the United States and law. So let us be sure that we don't give him no avenue of escape. Let them move it wherever they got to move it to, and we'll all sleep better. Time's up. So I guess I got to go now. I can talk for a couple more days, but bye.
News Radio 1440.